Hey guys, this is John Gibb with Fight Insight. I should tell you that I am going to get a background back here. It's not going to be just a white wall forever. I just don't want to wait I got these pictures coming in and I don't want to wait for that to come. I'm sorry about the last two videos and my microphone having that staticky noise. I think I fixed it, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. So it's Sunday. And last night we had the Jan Blachowicz and Corey Anderson fight. If you saw my last video, I did a prediction on it, and I was wrong. I did say that Corey was going to win, but if you watch that video, I made it really clear that I thought that Jan was a live dog in that fight and that he could win. He could definitely catch on early, and that is what happened. I'm also sorry that I worked all day today, and I'm really tired, and I'm sorry if I'm low energy, but I need to get this video done today. I don't want to wait till tomorrow, so we're just going to do it. I'm going to start from the top of the card. I'm going to start going down through these fights and kind of what I thought of them and just a little breakdown of the skills. So the Jan and the Corey fight, I was surprised. I actually thought that Corey established his jab better than Jan did. I thought that Jan was having a hard time finding his jab. It looked like Corey had trained for that jab. He was aware he was going to bring that, and he was slipping it beautifully. I'm not sure that Jan landed it at all. And Corey was sticking him with a really nice long jab, and I thought it was looking pretty freaking even on the feet. But Corey was making some nice little, Jan was making some nice little adjustments, deciding to go for some looping shots around the side to catch Corey. And before he did catch Corey, I could see that he was getting close to it. He was making good adjustments, and then he slept Corey. I mean, he put him out badly. That's the kind of KO that can change you. So I'm super happy with Jan. I'm super happy with him. Leading up to that fight, watching their last several fights, I can tell you I enjoyed Jan's fights a lot more. I thought they were really fun. I think he has a really fun style. I just thought that I think I might have been influenced by the fact that everybody was picking Corey to win that fight. But I thought that Corey did have a really good gas tank and was more than likely going to take over the fight as it went on. But I knew Jan could get him, and he did get him. I should have gone with my gut on that one. I think that I felt like Jan was going to win that fight. Jan called out John Jones afterwards. He ran up to the side of the cage, and John looks like that's the fight that he wants. He had that energy, like, all right, come on, bring it. So I don't think we're going to see the Dominic Reyes rematch. I think we're going to see him fight Jan. I will save that breakdown for another day. Whether I think Jan can beat John, which he can beat him. Do I think he will beat him? I don't know. Well, I'll think about that one a little bit harder later. Let's get to the co-main event. So we had Diego Sanchez versus Michel Pereira. Probably saying that wrong. But that was a weird fight. I mean, Diego always acts crazy, but I don't think I've ever seen him acting that crazy. I'm pretty convinced that all that spitting stuff at the beginning was Diego trying to pull some kind of black magic out there. I think that Diego believes in that. I could be wrong, but I think Diego believes in that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was weird. The whole the whole spitting thing. The somersaults, him opening the matches up with somersaults, I didn't think it was that weird. That seems like something Diego would do, but him backing up against you probably can't see my hand, but him doing, strafing the fence like that the whole time seemed like the worst game plan in the world, especially against a longer, more talented striker. The announcers were saying it. Diego didn't try to make the fight ugly. He didn't try to wrestle. He didn't try to ground and pound, which seems like that would be the only way that he could beat Michel. And he did that weird strafing against the fence thing that I don't know. I don't know what Diego is thinking. If you didn't watch the fight, you will know that if you didn't watch the fight, I should tell you that Michel beat him up for the first round, beat him up for the second round. And in the third round, Michelle had him in a, not really a tie clinch. It was more of like a single collar tie. And I think he kind of had an overhook in a single collar tie. And he was smashing him with knees. I mean, he was rapid firing him. And one of the knees hurt Diego. And what I think happened is I think Michelle didn't realize he had hurt Diego and thought that Diego was just shooting in for a single leg. And that's what he thought was happening. But what really happened is Diego had been hurt by the knee and he dropped. So Michelle threw one more knee. He probably thought it was going to hit Diego in the body. But because Diego had dropped to a knee, it hit Diego in the forehead. And the referee stopped the fight, because it was an illegal knee. And he had the doctor come in and check Diego out. A little cut had opened on Diego's head, but he was totally fine. I mean, he was totally still in the fight. He was fine. I wrote a bunch of sentences about this. I was blown away by this course of events. But so the doctor's checking Diego out, and he's like, you seem fine to me. Do you look good? There's only a minute or two left in the fight. Do you want to continue? And Diego, you can see the wheels turning in his head, and he says, it was an illegal knee? And the doctor says, yeah, you got hit with an illegal knee. And Diego says, so it would be a DQ if I couldn't continue. And I don't think the doctor answered that. And he was like, you seem fine. There's a minute or two left in the round. And Diego said, can I talk to my coach? And they said, no. And then Diego said, I can't continue. And I think he killed his career right there. I think that he ruined his reputation. I cannot believe Diego Sanchez did that. I cannot believe that he took the easy way out like that. I'm blown away. In Diego's credit, I'm not sure if it is his credit, but if I were in his shoes, I do understand, say Diego's getting paid $50,000 to show up. He's at the end of his career, and he knows that if he just says, I can't continue, he's going to get paid $50,000 more. He's going to double his purse. So I don't think he should have done it, but I guess I can mildly understand it was a $50,000 decision, and he's probably at the end of his career. So even though that's probably going to end his career right now, maybe he didn't have many fights left in him anyway. So he figured, he was like, wow, I'm going to take the $50,000 and fuck up my reputation. But that's what he did. Before that, we saw Barella fight De La Rosa. And there's a female fight, took place at strawweight, I believe. I got to say that I thought their stand-up was garbage. I thought their stand-up was really bad, but they were really good grapplers. They got into some really good, especially De La Rosa. She got into some really good ground positions, especially the first round. They were like pretzeled together. It was it looked like a yoga match or like a yoga class. The girl fights, man, sometimes they end up in just the craziest positions that I've just never seen before. But De La Rosa got her back a lot and won the fight, dropped her badly with a right hand in the third round. Other than that, I wasn't super interested in that fight. Then we had Weaver versus Vargas, which that fight ended in the first round, and we had Vargas had Weaver pushed up against the fence, and Weaver was in a seated position, and Vargas climbed up, and I'm thinking that Vargas thought he was going to knee him in the body, but he kneed him right in the face and knocked him out cold while Weaver was seated on his butt. So it was one of the most egregious illegal blows that I've ever seen. So that was number 2 as far as illegal DQs that night, but that one was actually really bad. It was a really bad illegal blow. Before that, and I think this was probably my favorite fight in the night in some ways, because it was Bontorin versus Ray Borg, and in the first round, I got to admit, I'd never seen Bontorin before, but he was throwing really heavy hands. He had really fast, heavy hands, and he looked like he was going to be a match for Ray in the grappling. They had a long fought clinch battle where Bontarine was going for a bunch of different trips and Borg stopped him, and then he reversed the position. And it was a really hard fought battle for that takedown. Borg did get the takedown, I think, with like a minute and 30 seconds left in the round. And he landed like a bunch of real good elbows in there. But the real story of this is in round 2, Borg got a takedown early, and I think he rode his back for 3 minutes straight. He ended up losing his back, but he got his back again and finished out the round. So he spent most of the round on Bontarine's back, and he threatened a bunch of rear naked chokes. Not that he got super close to a submission, but I mean, he was there. He was in that position. And I remember I thought to myself, that should be a 10-8 round. I'm a big believer that if you dominate a round, you should get a 10-8 round, because if we look at the round before that, Borg won the round, but he didn't dominate the round like he did in the next one. And I don't think that those 2 rounds should be scored the same. I think if you win a round, all right, you got a 10-9. If you dominate a round, you should get a 10-8. They should be much more liberal with that scoring. The second round, Bontarine actually engaged in the clinch, which I thought was a really interesting decision. Like, he wanted to get the takedown. Ray Borg got the takedown. I remember he scooped him up and he slammed him, and Bontarine kept standing up, and Borg just kept scooping up and slamming him. I mean, it reminded me of Khabib versus Abel Trujillo, where it was just takedown after takedown, just slam after slam after slam. And yet again, another really dominant round for Ray Borg. And I was happy to see that one of the judges scored both of the dominant rounds as 10-8 rounds. I think we need to move that direction. I think that there is a difference between winning and dominating a round, and the judges need to recognize that. They need to be more liberal with those 10-8s. Before that, we had Lando Venata versus Yancy Medeiros. And if you've never seen Lando fight, I think you should go see him fight. He's got a super cool style. He leaves his hands down a lot, which is going to get him in trouble at the higher levels, but it's a lot of fun to watch. You know, he's got really good footwork. He's really slick. He's really dynamic, does all sorts of stuff. He outstruck Yancy over the course of the 3 rounds, outstruck him every round. Yancy was tough, but I think the real story of that fight is Lando Venata is an excellent fighter. Fun fact, Lando Venata made his debut against Tony Ferguson, which he really got screwed on that one. I don't think there's anybody to make that's a worse person to make a debut against. And then last but not least, I think the card was opened up by Daniel Rodriguez versus Tim Means. And Tim Means in that first round, they're both southpaws, just a fun fact. Tim Means in that first round, I thought was finding Rodriguez a lot. I thought he was really winning the striking. And then, boom, at the end of the first round, Rodriguez threw an overhand left, and it caught Means behind the ear. He dropped him, and Means wobbled back to his corner. He was severely hurt, and then I think that gave Rodriguez plenty of confidence going into the second round, where he started to hurt Means a lot, just, over and over again, anytime he touched him, really. And then while he was hurt, Tim Means went in for a takedown, and Rodriguez got him with a standing guillotine. So if you just heard about the fight and you heard that he submitted him, he did submit him, but it really was from the damage from the stand-up. All right, I think that is it. I'm sorry for the mildly low energy. I'm going to come out with another video tomorrow about Dan Hooker and Paul Felder, which I'm super excited about, and I swear I'm going to have better energy. This background is going to get fixed. I sure do hope that there was no problems with my microphone today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.